Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Vic Senese, and welcome to UroPatient. Come to you every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. If you're watching, hey, do us a favor. Be sure to like and subscribe to our show because that helps us out with our ratings. So this week we got a really good show for you. We're going to be talking about something that we're not too normally touching on. It's not urology, but it's really important. And that's how safe is your house really for as you get older? Kind of one of the things I'm getting now. But how safe is your home? Let's talk. Good morning, everyone. We all want to live in our homes we love for as long as possible. But is our home safe? Did you know that most preventable injuries happen right where we feel the safest, at home? Today, I'm going to look at how to turn your current house into a lifelong home using simple, often inexpensive changes that can keep you independent and safe. I know this is a little different than what I normally talk about, but hey, I'm getting to that age too where I needed to start looking at my own house and made some changes. So I thought I'd share it because I think it's important. A home fit home is one that works for you regardless of your age. It doesn't have to look like a hospital. Smart design can be attractive and stylish at any price point. We'll focus on lessons from the AARP Home Fit Guide to help you get started. Now, the numbers can be startling. In 2023 alone, over 175,000 people died from preventable injuries in their home. For those of us over 65, myself included, falls are the leading cause of these tragedies. The good news? Many of these injuries are caused by hazards that are easy to overlook but really simple to fix. When thinking about staying safe and independent at home for life, it helps to focus on four simple pillars: ergonomics, stability, visibility, and invisible defenses. Now, ergonomics means arranging your home so everyday tasks are easy on your body, placing frequently used items at waist height, using chairs with armrest, and avoiding excessive bending or reaching. Those are big factors. You can throw your back out just reaching over to pick something up off the floor. Trust me, I've done it. So I got a little grabby tool that I'll just grab and reach it with, or I'll hook it with something that I can find in the area. And then try to set up your house, arrange it so things are at the right height. Now, this is a biggie: stability and movement. Stability focuses on preventing falls by adding grab bars in bathrooms, securing loose rugs, using non-slip mats, and ensuring handrails are solid on stairs. So it doesn't just matter that you've got a handrail, you need to have handrails at the right level and they have to be solid. Visibility, we all kind of overlook it, especially as we get older. You need a little more light to see things, but it's about making sure you can clearly see where you're going by improving lighting in the hallways, staircases, and entryways, especially at night. And you know what the cool thing is? Nowadays, LEDs are super cheap. They don't require a lot of energy. Batteries last forever in them. And they can all be motion sensing and dark sensing. So the lights can go on when they're needed, where they're needed, and off when they're not needed. I'm going to show you some demos on some of the stuff I've done in my house. And then finally, the invisible defenses are quiet safety systems that work in the background. Things like smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. If you don't have one, well, what can I say? You need one. And you need to make sure that those batteries are fresh. Change them. And you probably don't need just one. You probably need multiples. Because if you have a large house, not even a super large house, my house is about 2,400 square feet. And I think I've got about 5 different smoke detectors and carbon monoxide. Medication alert reminders, emergency call systems, and smart home alerts. Did you know that even something as simple as an Apple Watch can detect a fall? So, yep, if you've got an Apple Watch, you can set it up to detect that you've fallen. If you fall and you're unconscious, it's going to call 911 for you. If you fall and you're conscious, it's going to give you the option, are you okay? You can say, yeah, I'm fine. Or it'll call 911. All on that little healthy watch that you have. Now, safety starts before you even walk through the door. Is your house number clearly visible so emergency responders can find you quickly? That's a biggie. I live out in the country, and I can tell you my house is a long way from my street. And our neighborhood actually puts these big signs, or they sell these big signs that you can put on your mailbox with your house numbers. I've got my house numbers on that, plus on the house itself, so they can kind of quickly see that. Do you have motion sensor lights so that you're never fumbling with keys in the dark? Very easy to do, very big difference. I'll show you how my house is set up. Also consider a beveled threshold ramp if your doorway has a lip higher than 3/4 of an inch. Prevents trips, makes using a walker much easier. Yes, you may someday need a walker, so plan for the future. Swap round knobs for D-shaped pulls. They are much easier to grip with your hands, much easier to grip if your hands are full or tired, or sometimes, arthritis starts to affect those hands too. Now, the bathroom. Often the most overlooked area, but often is where the most serious slips occur. Never rely on a towel bar for balance. They're not meant to hold your weight. Install real grab bars by the toilet and in the shower. To prevent accidental burns, check your water heater. It should be 120 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. That's important because if it's too hot, you can have burns. Here's a clue. Sometimes you say, how do I know what my temperature is in my water? So you can get one of these household cooking thermometers. They're real simple to use. Whoops. This is the part that goes into the meat, the temperature, but you can put that part in under the water and it's going to tell you exactly what the temperature is. Actually, it's reading the air temperature right now in this room, 74.9. Pretty comfortable. And I don't know, I like to do a lot of cooking, so I've got a couple of them anyway, so probably something you have in your house. Use it. Okay, so as we age, we need more light to see clearly. Install automatic night lights that turn on at dusk in the hallways you use at night. When a bulb burns out, replace it with the highest wattage allowed for that fixture to maximize brightness. Funny, I start to use brighter lights these days. Also consider replacing traditional flip switch with rocker style or push switches, as they're much easier for everyone to use. Remember, fire and carbon monoxide are silent threats. You need working alarms on every level of your home and especially in your sleeping areas. For electrical safety, if a cord is frayed or cracked, throw it away. It's a fire risk. A simple way to save energy and stay safe is to unplug small appliances like toasters when you are not using them. Big tip. Quick story. My in-laws had left a old vacuum cleaner plugged in, went away. They came home and the fire department was there putting out their deck, which is a wooden deck that it was sitting on. It was kind of an enclosed deck, but an old frayed wire from the vacuum cleaner started the fire on their whole porch burned down. So don't throw those things away as they get old. Now, you don't need a contractor for everything. Today, you can go home and check your water heater. As I told you can just run that little thermometer under the water and you'll find out your temperature. You can make sure there's a phone within reach of your bed in case of an emergency. Or I talked to you about the Apple Watch. I go to sleep with mine. It tracks sleeping, but it's also, I can make emergency calls from it if I need it. And then these do-it-yourself tasks can take minutes, but can prevent a lifetime of injury. And if you look at this list here, things that you can do pretty easily: secure area rugs with double-sided tape so they don't slip, or buy ones that have that rubber backing so they don't slip. Again, adjust that temperature on your hot water tank. Place a lightweight ABC-rated fire extinguisher in the kitchen. I got mine right under the sink. Swap toggle switch for rocker style switches. Do it everywhere where I can. Install automatic night lights and upgrade to maximum wattage LEDs. Some of these other things probably may require a professional. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things I've done myself, but these grab bars, easy to do. Widening doorways. Every new construction project I've done in my house, I've made sure that I have at least a 36-inch door width, because that can get a wheelchair through it, or a walker, whatever else you need. Hardwiring the smoke detectors, might need somebody. Radon, a lot of people don't look at that, but you could have a high radon count. You need mitigation for that. And making sure that your walkways don't have trips. I've had some professional landscaping done because the house, when I moved into it, the previous owner, I don't think he understood what code was, because one stair was high, one was short, and they were trip hazards. I had a whole new staircase put in, so it's perfect. Now, if you aren't sure where to start, ask for an expert. An occupational therapist can visit your home and recommend specific changes based on your health needs. For bigger projects, look for a CAPS, a certified aging in place specialist who's trained in making homes safer for seniors. Or just follow some of these instructions that I've told you. All right, I promised you I would take you on a little tour of my home. So I live on a lake. I decided to retire to a countryside, living on a lake. It was kind of a nice life, but it does have some of its own potential issues because it's in the country. Everything is spread out. My garage, as I'm going to show you, is pretty good walk from my house. There's also hills because I'm on a lake. Most of the time, lakes are associated with some hills. Mine aren't super steep, but they do require stairs. So let me give you a little tour of what I've done to make my house safer. The bathroom. Shower safety is essential to prevent slips and falls, especially as we age and recover from illness or surgery. Quick story. My uncle actually slipped in the shower, hit his head, died from a head injury. Now, that could have been prevented. So I'm going to tell you what I do to prevent it. Now, as I've gotten older and I've had some issues with my back, sometimes those legs aren't quite as strong as you think they are, and balance isn't quite as good as it used to be. So I've done a few things. Simple precautions like installing grab bars, non-slip mats, and ensuring good lighting will help you to see where you're stepping. Consider using a shower chair if you feel unsteady. Consider using a shower. Consider getting a shower if you're doing any renovations. Get rid of the tub. You don't need a tub. A shower, much easier to get into. And again, we can keep the temperature so you don't get burns. Now, I'm going to point out a couple of things here for so it's, you see right here, that white thing that's stuck to the walls. This is a shower I put in, and I meant to put in, I probably should have put more bars in, but I didn't. So I bought these stick-on things from Amazon, and you can go to UroPatient.com if you're not sure about where to get some of these products. I did put some links to Amazon where I did purchase these, but these things are pretty inexpensive and they really stick. And the reason I bought them is we travel a lot and we use Verbos. I always make sure it's a shower when I rent, but they don't always have hand bars. So I always bring these self-sticking ones myself. So I've got the hand grips. Now you can see on the other side here, that's the one I installed. I was smart enough to buy a metal bar, and I put wood behind it so I had something solid to sink the screws into. But that was not a full thought. I had a good start, but not all the way. So you can see I threw a second one of those up there. And if you look over here on this picture, you can see right there, that's actually a built-in sitting stool. So you can sit down if you want. I know my wife likes to use it to shave her legs. So it's multiple uses, but you may as well think of those things when you're deciding to redo a shower or redo a bathroom to make it safe as you get older. Now, here's another thing that I did. The bottom of the shower has some grippy to it, but it's not anything like what you can get with these little things, placards that you can put on. Those are real stick. So real inexpensive. Just go on, I keep saying Amazon because that's where I shop. But anyway, you can order these and put them on, and they'll give you a little more traction for that slipping, so your feet don't slip. Like I said, the bottom's designed to not allow slippage, but you get soap on it, it's going to slip. Those things prevent a lot of accidents. And you're getting out of that shower. So here's a quick and easy thing to have. I bought this really nice carpet. It sucks up a lot of water, but underneath it, it's rubberized. Now that rubber means it's not going to slip. So when you step out, you're on a sturdy surface. That's important because as you can see, the floor itself, that's not real wood. That's vinyl planking. But if it gets wet, it gets slippery, just like anything else. And then I always got shoes outside, like a pair of Crocs or something to put on, so I'm protecting against slippery floor as I walk around. All right, now here's another area in my house that is really I consider dangerous. And another quick story: good friend of mine was going down her staircase and she lost her balance, fell down forward and hit her head. She died. A friend of my wife's was coming up the staircase, lost their balance, fell backwards, hit her head. All head injuries, all ending up in death. All probably preventable. So if you can see on the staircase going down to my basement, the house came with the one that's on the left side of the picture. So we're looking at the left frame. That left side going down the stairs, that one came with the house. The one on the other side is the one I added. Very simple to put in. Of course, I've got wooden walls, so I can stick them anywhere. I've got good, strong surfaces. This was something I found on Amazon. It looks kind of cool to match the decor of my house. It looks like piping and super easy to install yourself. Now, if we go to the other side, the right side picture, this one kind of above me here, one of the weird things, again, the house had a lot of little flaws when they whoever built it, but the way the staircase comes down is there's 3 more stairs past the rails, so the handrails, which means you're walking with no handrail for 3 stairs. That's a trip hazard. So that's why you can see I installed that one grab bar right up above there. I grab onto it as I go down. It's something to reach for and grab when I go up. These little safety things can make a big difference. So highly recommended. Look around your house. There may be other areas that could really do well to have handrails. I've got decks outside. So you're looking at the front of my house, faces the lake. And you can see on this picture on the right, I just installed that handrail because there's a little step down in the deck. Just enough that, it could be you lose your balance. At least you have something to grab onto. And now if I look on the one on the right, whoops, that way, I just added that bar. So I came down those stairs. Now, of course, it's got a little snow on it because it's been a little snowy out here. But it wasn't. It was summertime. It's 2 steps down, and I figured I didn't need a handrail. I was wrong because I took a step, lost my balance, and down I went. So I installed that extra hand grip. Sometimes you got to really look around and see where you need hand grips because it makes a difference. All right. Now, this last one I'm going to bring you to is a movie. I'm going to take you through my property. So this is getting out the front door, going up to the garage. A pretty common place that you typically have to go every day. But at night, it's a real hazard because if you don't live in the country, you may not realize how dark is. I mean, it's pitch black out here. Now, I took this when it was a little bit light, so just going on dark because I didn't want to fall and while I'm trying to hold a camera and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to take you on this little trip here. So here's that staircase I told you I had put in. Now, as you see, as I'm walking towards it, those lights went on. I've got lights all over the place that are all motion activated. They go on and off. You just saw one go on right there. That's mounted to a pole. It actually has 2 lights, so it's aimed forward. So really get good lighting. I can see all the stairs. And you can see that shed over there. A light just went on there. And there's another motion detector that's going to kick on as I walk through. There it is. See, it just went on. It's over there on the pole. And I got a little trail that goes down, so I've got some lights that go on there. There's another light on the tree that's going on. See the sheds going on. And there's actually one more light that I forgot to replace that goes on that other tree, but you can still see it's pretty well lit from the garage lights. Now the garage lights are on from dusk to dawn. And hey, here's another place I added a handrail. It's only 2 steps, but you can always lose your balance. All right. So I was talking about having the website, UroPatient.com. I've got some links on it for you to kind of check out if you want to purchase any of those things on Amazon. You don't have to go hunting around to see what they were. I thought that was kind of a convenience for people. So that's why I put them there. So feel free to go there and click on the links. It'll take you to some of those products and make your house a lot safer. Next week on UroPatient. Millions of men have had a condition called varicocele and don't even know it. It's one of the most common yet overlooked causes of testicular discomfort and even male infertility. On next week's episode of UroPatient, I break down what a varicocele really is, the warning signs you shouldn't ignore, when it's harmless and when it's not, and what you can do about it. And if you've ever noticed pain, swelling, or changes in your testicles, this is one episode you don't want to miss. So tune in next week to learn more on UroPatient.com.
From research updates to daily advice, Vic explains it all simple and precise. No question too small, no topic too wide. We're your urology partner, right by your side. UroPatient, tune in and see, baby, your health for you and me. Knowledge is power, we make it clear. Every Saturday morning, the podcast is here.